Always fun to catch up with Gary Ferguson. He's the head coach of the Brookville Bees softball team. Bees pulled the number 1 seed in the Seminole. They'll play on Wednesday against the winner of Jefferson Forest and Liberty. Game is scheduled to be at Liberty High School. Coach Ferguson talks about his team, about the success of one former Bee, Hope Johnson, and he breaks down the Seminole District as a whole. It's Gary Ferguson on the Sports Buffet Podcast. Always a pleasure for me to catch up with Gary Ferguson. He's the head coach of the Brookville Bees softball team. Tournament starts on Monday, but the Bees don't have to worry about that with the top seed. Coach, let's start with that point. What has gone so well for you guys this season that you don't have to worry about a game on Monday?
Just a lot of things. We've been in a lot of close ball games, and we found a way to win them. At the beginning of the year, that's when people were asking me, how we were going to be. I felt like we would be in most or all games, and we just had to find a way to win them. And we have. For the most part, we have. We've done that. We've done a good job of doing that. Keeping that composure, doing games, and just waiting for the right moment to make things happen, and good things happen for us.
When Brookville's going good, tell me some of your key players that make sure that the Bees are running on full steam.
It's not a one or two key players type thing with their team. I think 1 through 9, and then maybe go a little bit deeper than that. We only have 12 kids, and I'm very confident with the 12 kids that we have. Swing the bat and in the field. I think most of that success have come because 1 through 9 we have swung the bat very well. And it's like I said at the beginning of the year, I told the kids that we could have 5 or 6 girls batting around 300, and we're gonna win some games. Not having 2 kids batting 400 and everybody else is batting 210. And we for the most part we have. I think 3 or 4 kids at 290. We have one at 380. Girls DH fours at 420 or something like that. So we're pretty balanced. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. But for me to sit here and say what makes us click on all cylinders with key players, I can't. This is one of those teams where there is no key player or key players. It's just a complete team effort from top to bottom.
I think when we talk about schools, a lot of kids like smaller classes because they get more individual attention. But I think when it comes to athletics, coaches like a little bit of a bigger sample size because they got more kids that they can play just in case of injuries, practices, things like that. Talk about the advantages, though, of only having 12 on the team.
Well, the thing about, having 12 kids these days, you can keep them all happy. In today's time, kids aren't happy just to be a part of a team. Back when, when I was playing, and back in those days, you were just happy to be a part of a team, and your parents were happy for you to be a part of that team, and sadly, it's come to that point where, you keep kids that they're not happy, and parents not happy, and then that's a cancer to your team, and that's. To me, that's the sadly it's come to that. But normally what we do is we keep the 12 kids, and then we'll put a few extra kids on the JV, and just in case we have to go down and get them. But I mean, it is what it is, and my the biggest thing for me, like I said, I just it's just easier to keep 12 kids happy instead of trying to keep 15, 16 kids happy, and that's just how it goes.
I had the pleasure of doing some Lynchburg College softball games this year and seeing Hope Johnson pitch and play. She is a Bee, one of yours from last year. Talk about, though, what a testimony Hope can be to other players, not only on your team, but in the area of, somebody who went to play Division III softball, maybe not the highest level, but I still don't consider the ODAC a slap in the face, and she performed, and she's playing well. Talk about how encouraging Hope can be, not only to your team but to the others.
Well, Hope's the kind of kid that's a very hard-working kid. In 19 years of coaching, I've had the privilege of being around some fine young ladies that work hard. Hope is one of 2 kids that I can recall right now that works that hard. and I tell everybody, hard work pays off. It may not be cool to work hard, but if you plan on getting somewhere, even like you said, even at the Division III level, you got to work hard. Hope, was pitcher of the year last year for me, and she had a phenomenal year for us. And for her, she went over to college at the beginning of the year. She wasn't even in the rotation. But did she pout? Did she complain? No, she didn't. She just worked her butt off because she wanted to get in the lineup. And at the end of the year, the kid ends up 13 all ODAC, and and being their number one to the latter part of the year. So I mean, if any of our kids, and I tell our kids all the time, they know Hope, and they know what kind of kid she is, and they know the time she puts in, and it just can't happen to her. But it couldn't have happened to a better person for her to go over there and have some success over Lynchburg College, because with the way she worked, and I told her last year, she's got a D1 work ethic in a D3 frame. So like I said, it overjoys you to see her to be able to compete over Lynchburg College.
Do you think that, obviously, I'm assuming, you couldn't see her all the time because you guys would have practice or a game, but how much would you encourage your girls, if they could go over and check out Lynchburg College, for if they wanted to play college softball, to realize what the college level is like?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, of course, I went over to watch her play a couple times over there this year when I could, and I would, I try to once a year to take our kids to a college softball setting, so they can see it, and it is at a higher level, and like you said, and even at the Division III level, it's a higher level, and it's great for them to get over and see that, to see the hard work, to see preparation that they have put in. It takes a lot of sacrifice. A lot of kids today want to be good, but do they really want to be good? And really wanting to be good, there's gonna be some sacrifices that that you're gonna have to endure to become real successful and to be a good player.
Before we get into breaking down the Seminole District, I want to touch on one more point you made. Do you feel that when you take these kids to see a college softball game, do you feel that more of them take it as a pleasure trip or more of an educational experience?
Some you do, some do, and some don't. That's just how it goes. But if you can get a couple of your kids to understand and maybe they can pass that along to the rest of our kids and the young kids that's going to come through the program. Of course, all the kids that go watch that, their goals in life aren't to play college softball, and they go to watch a game to have a good time and just to see and to be a part of a team, be a part of that team like Bond and Bang and but we do have some kids that take everything they see seriously and that's just the thing. You just put the a couple of them will take it that serious enough where we can pass it along for the kids that are coming along, and that program can continue to be successful.
I don't want to beat on this a whole lot, and we don't have to talk a lot about it or at all if you don't want to, but I know a few years back you had a pretty major health scare. Do you feel that changed your outlook on coaching, and how much did it change it on life as a whole?
Oh, as far as coaching, I wouldn't say on coaching, but on life. I wake up every morning, and I tell this to some people that there's not a morning I wake up that I'm not hurting, and but I'm not complaining, and that's my life. That kids come to practice every day, and I have coaching wise, no life. Yes, it has. I don't days I used to take for granted. I don't take for granted anymore. I don't complain. Things that used to get to me don't get to me anymore, and that type of thing. But when something dramatic happens to you, like it happened to me 3 years ago, I'm truly blessed to be even still living. So, of course, to sit here and say it hadn't changed or that it hadn't changed some things, I would be lying, and that's not what I have to do. So, yes, it has. As a person, yes, and as a coach, to a certain extent, also, yeah.
I'm going to have you break down the other matchups since you don't have to play on Monday. Let's just talk about the other matchups, and you kind of give me what you see as the strengths of some of the teams I'm going to mention. You'll get the winner of JF and Liberty. Tell me how you see the Cavaliers and how you see the Minettes from the outside.
Well, going into the tournament, those are, we've beaten both of those teams twice this year, and as far as I'm concerned, I think that they got the best pitching in our district. Liberty has the Hensley kid, which is phenomenal, and the Brown kid from Forest is both of them are phenomenal kids. Yeah, do their records prove that they're as good as they are? No, it doesn't. But you also got to have a little help, and going into the tournament. Our district is so balanced. I really don't want to say that those aren't the two teams that those are the two teams that I want to play, but because they're not, they would probably be the last two teams that I want to play because of their pitching.
The 3-6 matchup is Amherst playing host to Heritage. Tell me a little bit about the Pioneers and the Lancers.
Well, Heritage is probably the best 2 and 18 team in that district, pretty much in that district anyway. They under new coaching, and she's done a phenomenal job over there. They've been in some good games. When we played them, they had us 5-3 in the third. They took Liberty to the wire, which like I said, Liberty with that good pitching. They took Forest to the wire. They've been in games with pretty much everybody in that district. They've done a phenomenal job. But in Amherst, Amherst is always, they're always athletic, and about this time of the year, they peak, and they, it should be an interesting matchup. I'm sure Larry, Coach Thomas is over there, and I know he's not taking Heritage lightly because he knows that they played some good softball this year.
And that brings us to our final matchup. EC Glass will have to travel to Rustburg. I assume the Red Devils are not the number 2 for nothing, but like you said, the Seminole District is so tough. Tell me about the Hilltoppers as well.
Well, EC Glass is, of course, in any league on any team, you need some pitching, and EC Glass has a good bunch of kids that don't give up. They've been in a lot of games. They've just been overmatched, but I take my hat off to them. They keep working, they keep playing hard, and Rustburg is, at the beginning of the year, a couple Fridays ago, we were playing Rustburg for number 1 in the Seminole District, and at the beginning of the year, all you heard about was Liberty, Jackson Forest, and Amherst, and here we are, Brookville and Rustburg, talking about being district champions. So, Rustburg, like I said, Rustburg is not the number 2 team in the district by not playing good softball. They're back to Rustburg of old, with good hitting, being scrappy, good pitching, and just doing the little stuff.
This may sound weird, but I know people have kind of said that city softball in Lynchburg, it really starts at the youth level. With that being said, do you think in order to get softball back up to where you want it to be with a team or two, do you need to develop a pitcher, then worry about the rest of the team, or do you need to develop the team, then worry about finding the pitcher?
Oh no, you pitching in softball. You can put people around pitching. You develop pitching, and you can teach kids to hit and field ground balls and take fly balls and steal bases and all that stuff. Yeah, you find pitching, and then the rest just falls into place.
Coach, I always love talking to you. Final question, and I mean no offense to the rest of the district by this, so I'm not trying to get anybody mad at you. But when you win the district tournament, or when you win the district, you're guaranteed that spot in the regions. How important is it that you don't want to, you want to get a district tournament trophy if possible, but you also have to be scouting and looking ahead? What do you know about the rest of the region at this point?
Well, the teams that are in the region, Northside, we scrimmaged early in the year, which we went 5 innings with them, 0-0. William Byrd is in the region. We scrimmaged them with 7 innings, beat them 5-4. So, we feel, in this district in the past, when we've gotten out of that district, this district has fared fairly well. So, that being said, I would like to say that our chances, along with the rest of the teams in that district's chances, are going to be great once we leave that district.
Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. We'll do it again down the road, and best of luck this week in the Seminole tournament.
All right, Bob. Thanks a lot, man.